This is the Good Bit Podcast, everybody. Welcome into another episode. Thank you very much for joining once again. Really appreciate your time. And this week we're doing something a little bit different. I say that first of all because we're recording in person, which is usually not what we do. But usually we focus on one individual film, and when I have a guest come on the episode, when I have someone that I don't really know as well, or someone I've not spoke to in a while, maybe someone that I've not met ever, I'll always send them an email basically saying, this is the format of the show. We want the guest to come on, pick their favourite movie. We'll talk about their life, we'll talk about their life watching movies, we'll talk about their first and earliest trips going to the cinema. Then the kind of last part of the episode, the second half if you will, is going to be all about why they've chosen their movie. So yeah, usually it's like, pick your favourite movie or a movie you know very well. When I post that question to my guest today, I'm recording today with my other half, Iona Deveney's here.
Hello.
In studio. This is a studio? It counts.
Yeah. See, it's a studio, sounds fancy.
It does sound fancy. So, hi, in my front room. Well, not in my studio. But I said, pick your favourite film. And I've known this answer because obviously, you know, we've been together for a while now. Mm-hmm. I know you don't have a number one favourite film.
No.
So obviously that has been an issue in terms of doing the podcast. But we said, do you know what? We're both going to see a film that, you know, that's out currently. And that is Don't Worry Darling. We've both seen that one. So I guess that can be your main topic, quote unquote, but doesn't have to be. I thought we could use this platform, and this could be an excuse to finally get that question answered. Let's figure out what Iona's favourite movie is.
Oh, we'll try.
So, I don't know. When we first met and like started dating and stuff like that, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously, I'm into my movies and I like films and stuff like that.
Yes.
Do you remember how far into the how far into the date did I go? Right, first things first. You need to tell me your favourite film, and then I will make judgments from henceforth.
No, I don't know how. It was definitely the first date. Definitely first one.
Well,
first question.
We had been talking before, like texting wise, so maybe I asked you then.
It probably did come up.
It wasn't my leading question.
So I'm sure, yeah, because I'm sure that's when you told me you liked movies about sharks. I'm sure it was that. It was during that phase that I found out, and straight away my mind went to Shark Tale. Not Jaws, Shark Tale.
Listen, Shark Tale, great movie.
Great movie.
Will Smith as a shark.
Fabulous.
At the car wash. You know.
But yeah, I definitely first date was probably spoke about it.
Yeah. I don't remember saying I like shark movies.
It definitely came up.
I do like shark movies,
came up.
but it's not really something you bring up on a first date. I like movies about animals killing people in the water. Now, I always say that because Jaws is my favourite film, and there might be, you know, there is some talks in the works right now of us doing Jaws very soon. On an episode of The Good Bit, someone has selected Jaws.
Oh, really?
I couldn't believe it. So that'll be coming up very soon.
Wait, you've not done that yet?
No, not done. Well, we've talked about Jaws before in the podcast, obviously. I think I talk about it every week. But not as the main...
Right, okay.
Which is going to be difficult because this person coming on I don't know very well. I don't like to spoil it. But he's a director, not a performer. So I'll have lots of questions and stuff. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
Jaws, we could talk about Jaws for the whole episode, but I like to do the kind of personal bit first, so that's going to be interesting. So, and you can listen to that one because we've seen Jaws.
Yes.
I took Iona to see Jaws at the cinema, which was a big deal for me. Can you remember it at all?
Yeah, I can. I think it's just a shark, wasn't it?
I've never heard Jaws explained like that, but you're right. There is a shark in the film.
Shark. Yeah, it was good. It was good. You were quite nervous for me to watch it though because wait, what year did it come out?
1975.
Aye, that one. Which is a wee while ago.
I mean, I was only 14 when it came out. But yeah.
Aye.
Not that I was nervous, but like...
You just didn't know if I would appreciate the effort because it was like a...
Right.
It's not as if it was CGI or anything, do you know what I mean?
Definitely not.
Definitely not.
There's whole documentaries about how it's not a CGI. No, I know what you mean.
But I enjoyed it, it was good.
I'll tell you what it is, right? It's the same with Star Wars, it's the same with Tarantino movies, it's the same with Rush Hour, it's the same with, like, these are my favourite movies ever, right? And before we got together and stuff like that, right? Like, when I was growing up watching these movies, that was always something that you think about, like, oh, I really hope one day I go out with someone that likes these movies, that I can show them these movies and stuff and they can appreciate it. So I wasn't nervous, but it is something I had always thought about. One day, you know, maybe we'll watch Jaws together. And the fact it was in the cinema.
Yeah, it was in the cinema, which probably added to
the
experience.
Definitely.
Not that I can really remember it.
No, the shocker. But Rush Hour actually, just one fun fact, is the first film we watched together.
Yeah.
Yeah. You've not seen Airplane, have you?
No.
Airplane?
No.
So that's probably my favourite comedy. So that would make up number 5 or 6 in my top 10. My top
10? How do you have a top 10?
My top 5, I'm just freestyle here. My top 5 would be Jaws, Star Wars, Airplane, Rush Hour, Home Alone.
Okay.
Back to the Future. I don't know. There's a few missing. I feel like I'm missing a pure obvious one. Star Wars, Jaws, Rush Hour, Airplane, Home Alone. So they're probably my top 5.
What about what's the other plane one? Is that a Christmas one?
Planes,
Trains, Not Wheels. I've not seen that one, but...
You have? We watched it together.
Have I?
Yes, we had. And...
have we? When?
Last Christmas.
Oh, lovely. Oh, I can remember that.
Last Christmas when I gave you my heart. To be fair though, I only did make a funny joke when we were at the airport recently, and like this thing was in the Spanish airport, and it was like, please stay away from planes, trains, and you went, and automobiles.
I did.
Pat on the back, there we go.
Good job.
Right, okay, so if I was to ask you that right now, what is your favourite movie? What's something that comes to your mind? What's the first thing that pops in your head?
I don't know.
And don't be embarrassed to say Happy Feet or Happy Feet 2.
It's not Happy Feet, it's Happy Feet 2.
Why do you like Happy Feet 2 more than the first Happy Feet?
It's just amazing if you watched it.
Well, I don't know, I've definitely seen the first one.
Have you seen like the animation? Like, it's so good. It's amazing. I love it. It's dead funny, great cast, great music. Great. I love it. I don't know why. There's just something about it.
Something about penguins?
Aye.
Yeah.
I suppose.
They're quite cute and endearing creatures.
They are.
I definitely saw the first one in the cinema. There was like a few films around that time that came out. That Kung Fu Panda, Garfield, animation from around that
Garfield.
time.
Oh my god, I loved Garfield.
Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Only love Garfield because I love lasagna.
Because you love lasagna. Yeah. What's the best lasagna you've ever had?
Oh, I should be saying my mum's.
Or my mum's.
I should be saying my own mum. Lovely kid.
Okay, we'll take personal ones out of it. What about like restaurant?
I don't want to say it. It's not there anymore.
Is it our favourite restaurant? Yeah. We had the favourite restaurant that got shut down recently called Viva. It was in Glasgow city centre. And it was shut down recently. Yeah. We were not going to go for dinner one night?
Yeah, because I don't know, it was like after class or something, so I'd met you at the bus station and we're walking along and he says, Iona, I've got some news. Right, I need to tell you something.
Got some bad news.
Right, and I was like, what? This is in the middle of the street, so I'm like, what can this be?
And we were walking, so you had to stop.
And you were like, no, it's bad news. So I was like, oh god, I was like, what is it? What's happened to somebody?
You're going to say who's died?
Who's dead, right? But like, what's happened? And yeah, you told me that Viva was closing and being shut down. It was on was it your mum that sent you on Facebook? And yeah, my heart shattered. I was heartbroken. And then we walked round, but literally as we walked round and got to the corner, like the guy came out and closed the door and locked it, and that was it.
It's almost like the final time we witnessed it. Okay, so we mentioned Happy Feet, the one that we kind of discussed in this months ago, and we thought maybe doing The Fault in Our Stars.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And
see,
we watched it.
This is the issue. There's too many films. I can't remember them all. I don't know what I've seen, what I've not seen. Fault in Our Stars, that one, I don't know what it is. It's just like a hug in a movie. Like, spoiler, but it's about cancer. So it's not the happiest of movies.
It's not Happy Feet.
Definitely not. But I don't know, I think it's like part of the music as well, like the soundtrack. I don't know what it is. It's just like I think it's, when did it come out? You'll know this.
2012-ish.
No, surely not.
I'll check.
2013.
Don't question my film knowledge. The Fault.
I wasn't 10.
2014.
Right, that makes more sense. So it's at that point where it's like quite an important age.
No, that's a good point. That's a good point. It is. For all the viewers, that's really good audio.
I know, beautiful.
Well, we watched it together because we were going to do the podcast on it.
Yes, we did.
With Shailene Woodley.
Shailene
Woodley.
I would say Shailene, but I don't know.
Shailene. That sounds better. Ansel Elgort, who apparently is cancelled now, isn't he?
Oh, I don't know. I can't keep up.
Laura Dern, Willem Dafoe.
She's amazing.
So, huge cast. It was a good film. I liked it. I mean, as you already warned me, not the cheeriest of movies.
No.
But it doesn't need to be all the time.
No, it was just nice. I don't know. It was just like emotional, but it wasn't like depressing. It was this like sense of hope. That was quite nice about it. Oh, that was good, wasn't it?
That was good. I was going to say her name, not Hope, but it's Hazel.
It's Hazel Grace.
Hazel Grace. That's nice.
Hazel Grace Lancaster.
Look at that. I mean, you know the full name of the character and must be your favourite movie.
Do you know, I actually did look up the... Oh no, I can't say that.
No.
There's a... Because I don't want to ruin it or spoil it for anyone, but there's a kind of speech, wee monologue bit that I'd looked up for camera class. I never used it. I think I used Game of Thrones instead, but
no difference really.
no.
Both about death. Yeah.
There's a theme.
There's a theme. So, all of Iona's favourite films. Happy Feet 2. Is that about death?
No.
It's not death in Happy Feet 2. Don't ruin that for me.
They nearly die.
They nearly die. They nearly get really warm. So you mentioned class there. So there's something we can talk about because you're currently doing the same degree course, acting course that I did.
Well, technically.
Kinda. It's the same name. I know you've got an interesting story with this, but has acting always been something that you wanted to do? I know maybe not acting has been, but you've always kind of performed, right?
Yeah.
Being in like school shows and stuff. Tell us about how you got started in that.
Sorry, it's just such an interview question. It is your job.
Yeah.
So I've danced forever. Since 3. Yeah, but I was never into acting or that. It was just dancing. And then, actually, do you know what show I always forget about? Primary 6. It was.
I've never heard of Primary 6.
I haven't even told you this. Primary 6. It was Joseph and the Technicolor Dreamcoat. Performed it in the church. It was
Did
great.
you play?
It was fabulous. I was one of the dancers.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you were one of the colours.
No, I was one of the dancers.
Nice.
Yeah, and we had a ball, and it was that way. It was like the excitement
Yeah.
and the rush of like, oh, changing costumes, and oh, you're on for this, oh, you're on for that, and like learning lines and your lyrics and all that. That was really exciting. So that was like the first. I always
seems like
forget
your first
about
show.
that, but that was like the first kind of show that I done. Yeah. So S1 it was Sunshine on Leith. No, I want to talk about that one because that's my favourite.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
S1 Sunshine on Leith. First school show. Great memories. And it got me hooked. Me and Neve, both.
Who's Neve?
My sister. My twin sister.
Twin
Just in
sister.
case you see her in the street and you think it's me. I swear that happens. I'm still really confused about who that girl was earlier on.
Earlier on, we were at McDonald's getting dinner, and there was a woman that, or no, I shouldn't say a woman. I say woman, that
No,
makes it
like,
sound as
girl.
if she's like
Oh,
in her
I don't know
50s.
who she
But someone
was.
was just waving at Iona.
Maybe she wasn't waving at me, but I don't know.
Did you wave back though?
She looked me dead in the eye and was like, oh, hi. And I was like, hi. Oh, I don't know. Anyways, yeah,
So the
school
Sunshine on
shows.
Leith. Yep.
School shows. So I was just part of the chorus, and then started choreographing them with my sister and one of our other friends, and we done that all the way up to S6, and then I left, and well, I was leaving school, going to do social work, and go to university. I wasn't ready, so I was like, that's too big a jump. I don't want to do that. So then I moved to acting.
Yeah, so now you're an actor
Yeah,
with a degree.
I know, with a degree.
Yeah.
I thought.
Who'd have thunk it?
I know.
And then I saw you perform for the first time, like earlier this year,
God.
in a stage production of Vanity Fair.
I was so nervous for that.
For doing the show or for me watching it?
For everything. Well, because it was the first time you were getting to see me perform, right?
I'd seen you perform wee bits.
Wee bits, but it doesn't really count.
Right.
Right. So, it was the first time you were getting to see me perform, but it was also the first time, like, family and friends were getting to see me actually act in a show.
Mm-hmm. They'd seen you dance before.
They'd seen me dance, they've seen me, like, sing a couple of songs on a stage, but, like, professional, not professional, but do you know what I mean? Like, with, like, the knowledge
A show
that
that like you've sold tickets to and people are going to see it.
So it's quite a big deal.
It is, yeah.
But it was fun. I enjoyed it. Absolutely loved Vanity Fair.
Yeah, you were the lead or one of the leads anyway.
One of the leads, yes. Very grateful. Thanks, Amanda.
Very grateful. No, that was good. No, I mean, you were great, and it was good to have all the fam there. We literally, the whole left side of the theatre was people that you knew, which was quite an impressive feat. Yeah,
I'm quite proud of that.
That was good. Selling those tickets.
It was a joke backstage, like, oh, it's all Iona's family and friends.
Yeah.
But I'm quite proud of the fact that I've got that many people coming to support me.
Very
grateful.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good to have a strong support system behind you. What I was going to say as well before I moved on there, I got off on a tangent, but I meant to answer this question. Talking about the podcast though, and having you on the podcast as a guest, you are very supportive of me. That's a good segue. Yeah, I always find it. You're very supportive of me, and you're always like listening to the podcast and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Do you have any ones that you've liked listening to more than others? I know I've kind of put you on the spot there, but
and I'm like, oh, who listened to?
Because maybe you'll listen on the way up to work, or maybe in the room, or whatever. But obviously, I never say, "Oh, going to please listen to this." So it's always nice of you to listen. But do you have any ones that you like listening to that you would recommend for the listeners to go and listen to? I said the word "listen" so many times there.
You really did. My favourite ones, and obviously because it's like I'm with you, right, and I know you, but it's the ones where it's like friends that you've got on. So Cammy and Rachel, the one you done with Aaron down in London, like 100th episode, Dion, yeah, like all the ones, they're the ones I love listening to because it's just so casual and you're just like chatting away and having a catch up, and it's just nice. It's just nice, like, yeah. I know, I'm trying to think of my favourite one. I'm like, oh, I don't know.
What about Big Tyler Collins?
Oh, he was lovely.
By the way, Tyler Collins has been in the news recently because someone, I think it was Limmy, by the way.
I don't know, I don't think it was Limmy. It wasn't him that commented. Or I don't know.
Someone commented basically saying that Americans can't do Scottish accents. And Tyler is from America that moved here and now considers himself an honorary Scot. Because, you know, he's just taken into the culture and loves it here and gets on with so many people. And it's just, I mean, such a good guy. And he's just mastered this amazing Scottish accent that he did on screen in a film and on stage in a play. So he's been doing these videos online basically saying, no, Americans can do Scottish accents, and it's went totally viral. Yeah. It's went totally viral with people like putting it on their websites and their news sites and things like that. So it was really funny to see that this past week, seeing him in the news. And being
that's all that's been on my TikTok.
Yeah.
It's just Tyler, and it's lovely.
I guess this is also what I was going to ask you when I said about talking about Jaws and stuff like that. But when we first started talking and kind of dating and things like that, when I brought up that I did a podcast, right? Or like I had a YouTube channel and things like that, right? That's always something like especially I grew up in a generation where that was like uncool. Whereas now it's a thing, like now it's a profession and stuff like that, do you know what I mean? When I was growing up, you kind of had to hide it a wee bit because people would like take the mic. And that's fine, I can, obviously, I like, you know, banter and like getting slagged off and all that, like that's fine.
Yeah.
But like maybe when I was younger I didn't like it as much, and like people would tease me a lot for that sort of stuff, so I always kind of kept it very private and stuff, you know. It's only been the last couple of years when I've been trying to promote this and whatever, and the YouTube channel to try and get it out there. So I guess when we were talking, I'm like, how do I bring that up? You know, what were you thinking? Did I actually say that? Did I say, I've got a podcast?
You must have brought up the podcast. Or no, I don't know, maybe.
Unless maybe you saw it on like my stories and stuff, I don't know.
No. Yeah, it was when I first when I first saw a picture of you. I think it came up in conversation then that you had a YouTube channel, and went and found a video, and I was like, oh, what's that? But I didn't really watch it. I didn't.
Really?
Yeah, I think that's when I first like found. But I didn't. Then I completely forgot about it. You just don't think about stuff like that.
See, the fact you're saying that, it's actually bringing back. I think Fraser like showed me that, or didn't show me that, but told me like. Yeah. Oh yeah, like in I showed her one of the videos, and I remember being like, "What?"
Yeah. I don't know. In my head, it was like I want to say a Batman one, but that's surely, I don't know. In my head, I've just got like a Batman reaction thing or
trailer reaction,
I don't know,
something like that.
Something like that.
What about the podcast?
Yeah. But I can't remember the first. Like, I don't think he told me about that.
No.
But I can't remember you telling me.
I don't remember bringing it up. It's not something I lead with. You know what I mean?
No.
Maybe I should when I meet people. You know what I mean?
Like what, when you start chatting up girls? You know?
My next first date.
Alright.
My next first date with somebody, maybe I'll bring it up first thing. So when I say to you, what's your favourite film? You kind of struggle a little bit trying to remember ones that you like and have seen recently.
Yes.
You're much more of a TV show.
Oh,
gal. What are some of your favourite TV shows of all time? Can you pick a favourite one of that? No, I don't think so.
No.
No. I mean, the main one's Game of Thrones, right?
Big one is Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And I didn't watch it when it first came out, obviously, because I was a bit young. But I think it was my dance teacher. She'd watched it, and she says that you're going to love it. My mum is another person that loves TV shows and binges everything there is on Sky, Netflix, BBC, you name it, she's watched that. And it was Neve that watched it first. And I just remember walking into her room, and she was at, I don't even know what season it was.
Careful, don't ruin it.
I know, they all kind of merged together, so I won't say any names, but it was just a clip of one character standing over another guy, and just like putting, you saw everything, a sword through his eyeball.
Oh.
And like right up through his head, and I was like, oh, that's a bit graphic.
What on earth is that?
Not for me. And then it was when they announced it was going to be the last season, I think.
All right.
Me and Mum decided, right, let's just watch it, because it's a big thing, everyone's raving about it, and we got absolutely hooked.
I mean, it was literally when it was on the biggest show in the world.
Yeah.
And that's what I like. I like watching things with buzz and a bit of like attention towards it. So I don't know why I never started then. It's not until I met you that I started watching it.
You're welcome.
Yeah. But yes, that's one that you've always loved.
Yeah.
What else then? So Doctor Who is a big one for you.
I don't know if I can say that anymore. I've not watched any of the new season.
Criminal Minds?
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Criminal Minds, I've rewatched that many times. I don't know what it is about it, I just love it.
I've rewatched that many times.
Many times. It's like a comfort thing. Mm-hmm. What other ones? Oh, do you know the best one? So I'm somebody that will always try and, like, I won't try and predict, but because I'm watching it and I'm paying attention and I tend to binge it all.
You're quite good at it.
I'm quite good at guessing what's coming, or like who the murderer is, or who's guilty, or do you know what I mean? Like working it all out. So like Stranger Things, I got all that like straight away.
Spot on.
Like spot on. As soon as a character appeared, I was
Patch
like,
watching anything with her.
Yeah, well I try not to say anything to anybody because I don't want to ruin it for them.
You should write it down and
but
be like, look guys.
But I want people to know. No, I was right. I did think that. So Stranger Things is one I got straight away. But the one I didn't get was How to Get Away with Murder. Mum, again, that was another one that Mum watched. And I just watched a couple with her and I went, oh, what's that? And then only went back to it, I think, during lockdown. I was like, oh, I never finished that, so I just restarted it. And I could never guess what's coming. And the ending, the way I hate the way they end them. See when they've been going on for like multiple seasons.
Yeah.
Like they try and tie up like all the loose ends and stuff, and I'm just like, So the ending of that is not the best. I got way too excited, right? Yeah. I got ahead of myself because it kind of flashes forward and flashes back, and I got too excited. So then I was very underwhelmed when I figured out what was actually going on.
Got you.
Like the last episode went, oh, it's not what I thought, which would have been way like so much better. Mm-hmm. So there's that one.
You like things about like murder and like
theme death.
Have you seen that new one, Only Murders in the Building?
No.
With Steve Martin and
Selena Gomez. No,
I pure fancy it.
I don't know. No, because it's a pure. It looks dead like American.
Aye.
Disney. No,
it's not Disney.
I know, but it's not on Disney Plus. Like,
it's on Disney Plus, but
it looks just dead.
I heard it was really good, and Steve Martin is one of my favourite actors ever, so I definitely need to watch it. And I think I started watching it the other night, and I think you'd fallen asleep, and I was looking for something to put on, and I started that.
Oh, right.
And then it was like, it's too late or whatever, so I...
Right.
So I would like to get back to that.
Yeah, but I don't just like all, like, death things.
I know.
Serial killers, although...
You do like serial killers?
I do like serial... Oh my god, Dahmer! Look at Dahmer.
Could talk about Dahmer, yes. So the Jeffrey Dahmer series recently is called Monster Dahmer. The Jeffrey Dahmer Story or something. Like, why is it called that? Why don't you just call it Dahmer?
I thought it was called Dahmer.
That is called Dahmer.
Like the
Monster.
The monster inside or something.
No, the Jeffrey Dahmer Story, whatever it is.
I've watched too many of them. Like they all sound the same.
I know. What did you think? It's been talking about shows with buzz. I feel like every single place I went, I was on the bus and there was like two like young girls sitting next to me talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
I went to my work, everybody at work talking about it.
Yeah.
I went to my aunties and my cousins were all talking about it. Like it was everywhere. What did you think?
I want to know why they kept jumping times. Like
It's
that,
going to be stylistic and artsy.
I know, but it just confused me. I was like, wait, where am I? I thought he was just in the army, no?
I know, but it tells you that it came up with the years, did it not?
I know, but it
1981.
just jumped a bit way too much.
Right.
Also, did we find out when he went to Miami?
When he went to Miami?
Yeah, he was not in Miami at one point. I feel like that happened. You saw a clip of him in Miami and it never went back to why he was in Miami.
I don't know. I can't remember.
I don't know.
Maybe that's a problem.
Anyways. No, I really liked it. I thought they done really well. It was interesting to just obviously you can't take it word for word, like the conversations he had like with his victims, but it was interesting to just watch it and just like
see the story
he's
again.
a real person, like somehow, somewhere.
Well, that's my...
Do you know what I mean?
I don't know if I said this to you, but maybe it was Rachel I said it to, but so Rachel was... My sister was aware of the story. She's into that as well, like serial killers and stuff.
Oh yeah, I
you
knew,
were aware as well.
I knew the whole thing. So.
And I think a lot of people do, right? And obviously this story's been told a lot. I think there's like 2 other films like this from the early 2000s anyway. But I didn't know any of the story whatsoever. I hadn't even heard of him.
I think that... How?
Right?
That's mad.
So I'm watching this and to me it's strictly just a series. You know what I mean?
Right, okay.
Like any other series
interesting.
that I've ever watched, like what's happening is just what happens in the show. And it was only until like episode 3 or 4 and I was like, this is a real thing.
Yeah.
Like this actually happened. And then I was on YouTube and stuff, and obviously all the videos are popping up in everybody's recommendation feeds because this is in the kind of buzz just now. But like the tapes of him, what is he doing? The speech in court before he goes to jail, the sentencing.
Yeah.
The families are like shouting at him and stuff like that. All that stuff came back up on YouTube, and that's when I was like watching real videos of him, and I thought Evan Peters was absolutely outstanding in the series. By the way,
amazing.
I knew of him obviously because I just know who he is as an actor, but I've not seen much he's in. I've seen him in the X-Men stuff. I saw him in WandaVision, and I think that might be it. But I just thought he was absolutely amazing, electric in the film, in the series. Sorry.
His voice. You're
perfect.
Chris has got this like talent for just being able to imitate what he hears. That it's so creepy.
Do you know what it is,
I do
Simon?
it with so many people.
I'm an actor.
Keys, please.
It's my job. That's what we're trained to do.
Yeah, but I can't do that, and I'm
well.
like...
That sounds like
Amanda said I'm the better actor, right? So,
I know. I don't know where she got that from.
But you do. You don't.
I'm not doing it now because I'm
going
going to put on the spot.
But it's really creepy because it's really good. It's really good.
One of my favourite episodes of The Good Bit was a couple of weeks ago with Greg Jones, an amazing impressionist, and he would be able to do one absolutely no bother. All these videos keep coming up about like how true was the show. You know what I mean? How much did they get right?
Right, so this is an interesting point because I also think right now the new trailer for The Crown's just came out.
Right, absolutely.
Which is another show that I absolutely love. But I watch it knowing this is not facts. It's not like word for word what is said, what like the conversation, the relationships are like in the royal family, and it's completely dramatised, but it's based off of things that are speculated. But like the country is in uproar at the fact that it's like disrespectful to the royal family after the Queen just passing and all this stuff, and I'm like, well, yeah, but also can we also remember it's just like a show? It's not. They're not saying this is what's happened. Now they probably like maybe whether it's intentional or not, they're trying to kind of put out some opinions on the royal family. But I was just like. I watch it thinking this is just a show, whereas like people think is it last season? Yeah, it would have been. And they kind of showed the whole Princess Diana and Prince Charles and Camilla stuff, and everybody was hating on Camilla, and I was like, and apparently like in real life she actually got like a lot of hate and like I was just like, oh, this is too much. Like, it's just a show. We need to calm down. I don't know, that's just how I feel about it.
No, that makes sense.
You've not watched it, have
I've
you?
not watched it, but I've just been into period dramas and things like that.
It's not a period drama.
I know, but like that sort of thing, stylistic things to the time, and that, it's just, I don't know, I like Blackadder and things like that, but I don't know, like, if I'd really get into The Crown. I reckon things like that, like the Diana thing really intrigues me. I think I'd quite like that.
What,
because she was, obviously, she died in 97, which is the year I was born, but it's like, she was like, someone that I knew of, you know?
Yeah.
In her story and things like that. So yeah, I don't know how I'd feel about watching The Crown. However, I do think there is probably some truth to them capitalising on recent events.
Yeah.
And putting out the show right now. Do I think that's disrespectful? No. I think it's very clever. But I also think it's a TV show. As far as I know, and as far as anybody else knows, it was slated to come out in October, November 2022, regardless of what was going to happen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They could postpone it and they could delay it, but I think that's a bit silly. Especially because the royal family and stuff is in the talk now, you know?
Yeah, it's just a TV show at the end of the day. That's my opinion anyways.
Yeah. But... Is it though, do they say things like based on true events? Now, like every film these days says that.
Yeah. And I'm trying to think.
Like, does it come up at the start of the episodes?
I don't know, it's been ages since I've watched it, since the last season, but
I'd be interested to know that.
I don't think, maybe they do, maybe there might be a disclaimer.
Really?
Of some sort.
Maybe that says like they're based on real people but it's fictional writing or something like that, you know?
I don't know if they do actually.
No. So there you go. So they can do it if they want.
Exactly, but
it's not as if they've
said
like
too many opinions in this world.
Too many cooks.
Aye.
Speaking of too many cooks, Harry Styles cooks dinner for Florence Pugh, and don't worry, darling, smooth segue.
Please.
You've not been to the cinema in a while, so it was nice to finally see a film.
Yeah, I'm not a cinema goer.
Not a cinema goer?
No.
Oh, we even asked you the big question, but you don't know the answer anyway.
Well, I kind of do.
Alright,
kind of not.
Here we go, this is it.
Oh, you just ruined that segue.
I know, we'll go back to that. I'll find another one. Can you tell me, and do you remember the first time you ever went to the cinema? And if not, can you tell me some early favourite movies and early experiences that you have watching films?
So, first time at the cinema, no. But I do remember going to see... no. I do remember going to see Kung Fu Panda. I don't remember it, but I remember the film because I've seen it since, not recently. How to Train Your Dragon. I saw that about 3 times in the cinema. We've done that for everybody's birthday, I'm sure.
Really?
In primary, honest to God.
Wait, I tell you this, see in 2006, right? My birthday around that time. Have you seen the film Nacho Libre with Jack Black?
Mm-mm.
No, he's a Mexican wrestler, right? So obviously I'm obsessed with wrestling.
Why is that a Mexican wrestler? He's not Mexican.
Please, he's an actor.
Yeah, no, but is that not part of the whole thing? Where I'd be like, no?
But this was a long time ago.
True.
So that
long
film,
time ago.
A wrestling movie came out around my birthday, and I just thought that was like, what are the timing, you know? So yeah, we went to see Nacho Libre for my birthday, and I brought loads of friends with me. It cost mum and dad an absolute fortune. I think we all got ice cream, and you know what ice cream's like at the cinema, it's so expensive.
You got ice cream at the cinema?
Yeah, and like the Ben and Jerry's.
like popcorn.
The Ben and Jerry stuff. And then, obviously, it's Nacho Libre, there's like wrestling matches, and I'm sitting there like commentating the moves from my seat.
Of course.
And apparently they're all like, oh, Chris, man, going to shut up. Anyway, so just you mentioned Jack Black and everybody's birthday. So How to Train Your Dragon?
I don't really remember, but I remember like always walking into the showcase, the Coatbridge showcase. I always remember it was that one we would go to.
Mm-hmm.
Like my mum and my dad wouldn't take us. I'm one of 4 girls, so that was a lot of money. But we would always have like days out with like aunts and uncles and cousins, or for birthdays. So I always remember that. I remember going to see Pitch Perfect.
Which you showed me for the first time recently.
Yeah.
I was not the biggest fan.
Yeah, it's not an amazing film.
Not really my thing.
Music's great.
I'm sure it is. Yeah, so the Coatbridge Showcase, the one that you would always go to, I saw Rush Hour 3 in that cinema, and I saw the Simpsons movie there.
Oh, the Simpsons. Oh my God. Another like memory is going down to see I've got family down south, so it was like 6 hours in the car, and we'd have the DVD players in the back of the seats.
That was a thing,
and
wasn't it?
It was the Simpsons movie, and it was Nanny McPhee.
Oh yeah.
They were, and I think Wilde Child as well. They were the three that, and Over the Hedge. Oh,
Over the Hedge.
that was my childhood, sitting in the car going down to Oxford.
Open Season, Flushed Away,
Flushed Away.
Cars. They all kind of came out around that time, didn't they?
Cars. I was never into Cars.
No. I've been in a car before.
So,
Yeah. Yeah, so that's around the time. I definitely watch things like that in the back of the car on the way down to like Centre Parks or wherever, like down south, you know.
yeah.
That was such a thing you used to do. It just doesn't happen anymore. People get iPads now, or kids are like on their iPads and stuff. It's just not the same.
It's quite sad.
So would you say those are like early favourite movies then? Those ones you mentioned?
Yeah, definitely, because it's like, that was so exciting. You're like, oh, I'm going down to see family, and we're in the car, and
Yeah.
it's like road trip.
Yeah.
It was fun.
What about, did you have anything on like VHS tape or DVD?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always remember watching. I'm sure we had like so many Disney movies, and it was the Disney princess ones, and it was Beauty and the Beast. Which is my favourite.
Beauty and the Beast is your favourite?
Yeah.
We saw that on stage.
We did. We did.
Yeah.
It didn't really go well though, did it?
How?
Was that not one of the ones they had the technical fault? As well as The Lion King?
So, a couple of times recently, we've been to see a show in a theatre, world famous
Yes.
theatre, the Edinburgh Playhouse, and twice over within the span of what, 6 months, 7 months, the same thing has happened on the exact night that we have decided to buy tickets for, right? November 2021, we went to go see Beauty and the Beast at the Edinburgh Playhouse, right?
Yep.
It's at the end of the musical. It's a very emotional moment. It's a very intense moment. We don't know if the Beast is going to survive. Is he really showing his true colours? What's going to happen? We've seen that. We know the story. Do you know what I mean?
You're building this up
But
so
still,
good.
you're sitting there and you're still involved. You get your hands on the edge of the seats and you're still enjoying it. Stuff like that. You're in it. You know, great performance, great special effects, audience were good, things like that. Then all of a sudden, the house lights come up in the theatre, and we're sitting going. First of all, we're thinking, are they just ending it there?
Yeah, is that where you're like, that's not supposed to happen?
No. And then what made it worse, I don't know if it helped things or it just made it worse, but there was like a voice that came over the tannoy, the speakers. Ladies and gentlemen, there has been a technical fault. The show will resume in just a few minutes. And we're just like, I don't know why it was an American accent, it was in Edinburgh, but we're sitting there going like, are you joking? Just because of the timing of it, you know what I mean? It was like the moment where like there was loads of flashing lights and smoke and a big thing with like the band and all that, and it was just like a big climactic moment, and it was like, no. So we just
No
sat
happening.
there for like 10 minutes like, what do you want to do tomorrow? You know, like, just down there, it's like, ladies and gentlemen, the show is now about to recommence. And then like it started back up again, and we were just to kind of go along with it. Like the Beast is lying there like, oh, something bad happened to him. So that was like a funny story for us to tell. Then in June, 7 months later, we go back to the same theatre. And by the way, it was June, it was summertime. It was absolutely roasting.
Roasting, it was so warm.
The warmest theatre ever. And I performed in the Webster's Theatre in July 2017, Measure for Measure, directed by Ian Grieve. Oh, that was warm. But this was the warmest theatre I've ever been an audience member for. And it was for The Lion King. It was my Christmas present 2021. Loved the show, always wanted to see the show, loved the film even more. And it's like, it gets started, they have all the animals, and it's like this beautiful Hakuna Matata moment. And then like, it's like, I don't know, 10 minutes in, the lights come up, ladies and gentlemen, there's been a technical fault. And I was like, it's happened again.
Yeah.
Not only at the same theatre, but on the night that we went. Maybe it's like, it's an old theatre, maybe it happens all the time, but surely not. You know what I mean? People would clock on and go, we're not going to go to that theatre, like there's always technical faults. I just thought it was a total coincidence and so weird, like maybe we're the jinx.
I don't know, it was just weird, and like watching The Lion King, I'd seen it last time it was in Edinburgh. Watching it again, like I was so excited, and like you're watching it and it was whatever scene, I think Scar was lying.
Yeah.
And it was like the end of his scene. And you're watching it, and I don't know if it's like just because like we're actors, but you're watching it, you're like, oh, that's
sitting there for a
that's
while.
happened.
Yeah. And then he runs off,
and then no, because he stayed. He stayed there, I'm sure. We remember this differently.
And we were sitting there.
Around,
I remember him running off.
Something.
And I was like, he was standing there for an awful long time, nothing happened, and then he just ran off. I thought that was strange.
I don't even know who was in the scene. No, was it not Simba or
It
something?
doesn't matter. It's just...
It's gonna annoy me.
Right.
It's really gonna annoy me. It's Scar and then Simba, and then like Simba kind of stood there, and then Simba ran off.
Is that a zoo? Is it not?
No, and then Scar, like, because he was telling about the elephant graveyard.
Alright.
And like he was like lying there and like didn't move, and then the curtain came down, the safety curtain.
And that was it. And I was like,
that was it. And we were like, that's not supposed
10
to
minutes in. But then at interval, I had to go and get some fresh air. Honestly, it was absolutely roasting. But anyway, let's finally get on to the main topic of discussion for this film. We went to see Don't Worry, Darling. Created and directed by Olivia Wilde, starring Florence Pugh, Harry Styles, and Chris Pine.
And Gemma Chan.
Contention for the best looking cast of 2022. Jeez, oh, why have they cast these ugly people? Much discussed movie. Obviously it was a very big movie. Lots of talk about it beforehand. There's lots of drama and stuff like that.
Yes,
and I don't like how we feel like that's now come as part of a package with the film.
Yep.
Which is a shame. I guess that was Florence Pugh's gripe with it. Like, she just wants people to come and enjoy the film rather than have this big drama. But drama aside, what did you think? Did you tell me what you thought of the film itself? Your experience. That's a very big important part of the good bit. Your experience going to see it at the cinema. And then, since it is such a big and important cast, including someone like Harry Styles, what did you think of the performances?
That was a lot of questions, right?
Right, okay.
That now.
What did you think of the film?
I enjoyed it, but at the same time, I found it very... How do I put it? Unsatisfying.
Underwhelming.
Yeah. I think because you watched the trailer and I was quite excited about it. It's a bit different. I don't know. And even now I'm still trying to think about it. And I think a massive part of it is the drama is impacted my thoughts on it.
That's a shame.
Yeah. I don't really know Olivia Wilde. I don't know.
Personally?
Personally, never met her. But
listen, I've heard through the grapevine that she's alright. I don't really know.
But I'd never really heard of her, or I don't know, is that a bad thing to say?
No.
I don't really know who she was, and then all of a sudden she's this person that's dating Harry Styles. Are they dating? Are they not? Are they seeing each other? Are they not? She's older than him.
They're seeing the movie because he's dating her.
And she was directing it, and I thought, oh, Ricky, this is going to be quite interesting, like a female director directing this kind of story about the kind of ideal woman and wife. It's all about the American dream and you know what I mean? And I just didn't know about her, and it's probably because of the drama that I'm a bit unsure. So watching it, I was sitting there thinking, I don't like you, you're in this and I don't like you.
Oh, so you've
made
your mind up about her performance and her character
a bit
based on what you've seen in the media.
Also, I don't know why her character was in it so much. Bonnie.
Oh, she made it. You've seen the waste once.
I know, but they cut Margaret.
Bonnie.
They cut Margaret out, who was quite key to Florence, who was Alice. That was her character name.
Was it?
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Alice. Florence Pugh's character. Margaret was quite key to Florence Pugh's character. Kind of going forward in the story. Words. So they cut her, but Bonnie was in it. Olivia Wilde, she was in it.
But Bonnie was in it an awful lot. A Bonnie lot.
Yeah, I don't know. And then Harry Styles, I'm just a bit like, why were you in it?
Well, it's pretty obvious why he's in it.
Obvious because
he's one of the biggest stars in the world.
Do you know what I mean? I know, but I want to know who else auditioned, who was. Do you know what I mean? I want to be in the casting room.
Well, unfortunately,
when they made that decision.
That's not how Hollywood works.
I know, but it was just frustrating.
I know.
If they picked some, because Florence Pugh is so amazing. I think she's incredible. She's such a joy to watch.
She's top 3 favourite actresses in the world right now for me.
She's just, you just can you just get lost with her? You just feel safe watching her perform. Because she was so good, I think Harry's inexperience came through a lot more. I mean, I don't know what training he's got, if any. But
I don't know if he's been in Clan.
I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like he just looked very 2D next to her.
Alright, oh, that's a good... There you go. There's an opinion. Alright.
Do you have opinion?
I think they're all fair points. I I didn't know as much of the drama as you did. Or Rachel, my sister, did.
I still don't really know about it.
But like you told me about it when we were on holiday. And I was like, oh, I knew there was drama, but I didn't realise the extent of it.
Yeah.
So when I was going to see it, I didn't forget about it, but I kind of put it to the back of my mind. I love going into the cinema kind of blind. I do put my glasses on for you wise people out there. I mean, like not knowing anything about the film. And I try to avoid trailers if I can. I hate spoilers, things like that, you know. So I'm quite good at going in just being like, right, show me what you've made, sort of thing. And that's kind of how I base my opinions on films, especially in the cinema these days. So I was kind of going in thinking the exact same thing. Like, alright, whatever it is, doesn't matter. I don't care who's in it. I don't care who made it. I don't care about the drama.
Yeah.
Don't care what the story is. This is a big buzzworthy film, you know. Saw on all the talk shows on the side of all the buses and things like that, right? So because of that, I really liked it. And I was like, it's so creative. I can't believe somebody wrote this. I mean, I'm not talking about dialogue and all that stuff. I just mean the story itself. I just thought it was so creative, very original idea. But at the same time, I'm going to contradict myself here. I love movies like this that have some form of like world within a world.
Yeah.
Like The Truman Show, one of my favourite films. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, one of my favourite films.
That's a long one.
I know. There's one that we'll need to watch because it's one of my favourite films and it is a total masterpiece.
Another favourite?
How? And Jim Carrey is just incredible in it. However, you're going to be confused. And I was absolutely confused the first time I watched it. But like, it's worth it.
Wait, what one are you talking about?
This is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. We have watched The Truman Show.
Oh, right, I was about to say, I've watched The Truman Show.
Both with Jim Carrey in them.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Lovely.
So things like that. WandaVision even. You know what I mean? A world within a world.
That was good.
Although I didn't love WandaVision as much as everybody else, but you get my point. I just didn't. So things like that, you know, I like that stuff. So films like that makes you think, and there's like a big review later on. You know, Pleasantville, another great film. It's one I love. So yeah, like when I was watching it, I was just sitting thinking, I didn't know where they were going to go with it, you know. And then it was revealed, and it wasn't your typical, oh, it was all a dream. But it was like explained that, you know, like Harry's kind of, I don't want to spoil anything, but like Harry's kind of controlling her character and things like that. But it's not all down to him necessarily, and then it's all about her trying to her redemption and stuff like that. I just thought it was a brilliant idea. Such a good film. And performances wise, Florence Pugh, incredible.
Yeah.
Chris Pine, I think, is so underrated as an actor. I think he got like a big role like Captain Kirk in Star Trek, and then people just brand him as that, whereas I think he can do so much more. And Harry, who I'm a fan of. I like Harry a lot. I like his music. Although he's turning into a bit of a meme. But in terms of his acting and his accent and the real life person.
Yeah.
But I do like him. I thought he was really good in Dunkirk. I'm really excited to see where it's going to go with Eternals. With that plot twist at the end with the post-credit scene. There's a spoiler for you that we talked about on the podcast before.
Oh, My Policeman's coming out as well.
My Policeman's out now, I believe.
Is it?
Aye, so we need to go see that. So I'm sure he'll be good in that. But I didn't think he was particularly great in this film.
Nope.
And I don't know if it was just because he was up beside some really good actors.
Yeah.
But I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. You know, I'm like, okay, Harry, like, I understand you're not an actor, but you're in this because for the money. Like, the theatres were sold out around the world full of teenage girls. You know what I mean? So the movie's going to pull in so much money because of that, right? But there is a scene that's such an emotional scene. The writing is incredible. The music's there. It's all tense and stuff. And he's screaming at her. But it genuinely looks like he's about to laugh. And I'm like, any other actor. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't know who you put. I'm trying to think of someone. I don't know why I thought Paul Rudd. Give me someone that's kind of good now. Like Sam Rockwell's in that See How They Run, which I saw the other day, which was great. I don't know, I'm drawing a blank now, but there's plenty of great actors out now that could have done it, that would have like absolutely that performance with that scene. I mean, it could be DiCaprio. Do you know what I mean? Like DiCaprio doing all these shouting and like Wolf of Wall Street and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Like that kind of emotional and kind of angered, you know, frustrated performance.
I think that's why I felt so underwhelmed, because I feel like there was so much potential. And I was really excited to see it. But it just, I don't know. My standards are so high. Yeah. No, I don't know what it was. It just felt like it just missed the mark. And like the reveal kind of gave it away, and then kind of kept teasing it, and then kind of gave it away a bit more and then it was just really slow. I felt to like, you know what I mean? If it's a reveal, make it a reveal. Like, boom, this is actually what's going on.
Yeah.
I felt like I liked how you saw like flashes.
Yeah. I mean, editing wise,
Do you know what I mean? It was
should be up for
amazing.
Oscars and stuff.
Great, but it just, do you know what I mean? I was like, yeah, okay, so I now know that it's kind of a world within another world.
Mm-hmm.
But I also still don't really know yet.
But think about how many times there's been films like this and the reels just happened. And it's like, alright, that's that then. I kind of liked how they changed it up a little bit.
I suppose that kind of goes alongside like Florence's characters kind of getting to
Or personality traits and stuff.
Understanding a bit, like kind of bit by bit, what's actually happening.
So you're saying you're still not sure? Like,
I'm still not sure, and like there's so many things. Like, so I mentioned like the character, Margaret's character. The character of Margaret. Her stuff was apparently cut quite a lot, and she's quite key to the story. And then as well, Gemma.
Was that her pal?
That was the kind of one that went a bit insane.
Aye.
So her stuff was cut quite a lot. You only saw like wee snippets, and then that was it. And then the next thing, Florence's character was on this mission, not mission, but kind of it decided something wasn't right. Whereas I feel like there was more to that. And then the other thing as well, which Neve actually mentioned, was Gemma Chan's character. You saw obviously bits of her. Her character was married to Chris Pine's character, am I right? Yeah. Yes. And they were like together. But at the end, something happened and it came out of nowhere. So I'd be interested to have learnt more about their story and how she got there and like what their relationship was actually like, because I don't want to spoil it, but she was like defending him and kind of fighting back Florence's character like kind of halfway through, and then at the end it's like a complete flip and 180. So it was good, that kind of shock. You were like, oh well, didn't see that coming at all. It just left me wondering, but why? I don't like it because I don't understand it.
I think it was probably just like a progression thing. Like over time, she's seeing what Florence is doing, and she's coming around. You know, but no, I get that. What is it? What else? Like, were you unsure about? Are you unsure about? You don't understand what happened in the story, or you're unsure how you feel about it as a movie?
I think I've just been left with too many questions of
more questions.
Yeah, but
than
why?
Answers.
Yeah, but how did Harry's character find it? Yeah, but how did they actually get her to do it? Yeah, but why did she do? Do you know, like, why did Gemma Chan's character do what she did at the end?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, what happened to Margaret?
Yeah, I actually loved what happened to Margaret.
What happened to Margaret? Oh, what happened to Monday? No, talked about that. That's a great movie.
I like the scene when like Harry is like in the real world, and it's a flashback of how Harry discovered the thing. You know.
Yeah, but then really, you only saw like listening to like or watching a video or listening to a podcast episode. That was it.
Yeah, he's on like a forum or whatever.
Like I feel.
But he's got like the long hair and stuff, and he's like, he just wants to spend time with his wife, and he's like, I'm going to give her the best life. So he's doing it from a good place. You know what I mean? Yeah. But he doesn't realise that what he's doing is taking away her freedom. Yeah. Which is like a metaphor for real life and stuff, you know. Yeah. So that's what I thought was really creative about it. But no, I get it. I mean, it's a sort of film that is supposed to make you ask questions, you know. I suppose so, yeah. It's to make you think. Mm-hmm. But and I don't like films like that. I like films with a start, middle and end, you know. Mm-hmm. But I don't know, I thought it was great, and that's when I will go back and rewatch, and I think that'll be a really good one on second viewing, because now you know the story. Like when you watch the Truman Show for the second time, you're like, this is much better than first time, because you now know what the story is, so you can work it all out beforehand. Yeah. So this one, I think,
the first time I watched that was very confused.
I know, and you're supposed to be. You know what I mean?
Very confused.
So was that. You're supposed to be. I've seen it 6 or 7 times, and I'm still, you know, asking questions and things like that. You know, like, and that's just like that's the beauty of it. You find like new details every time you see it. The Truman Show I'm talking about.
That's like Game of Thrones. Every time I watch Game of Thrones, there's something else.
I was like that with Jaws for ages, and even Star Wars, like such a big franchise. I'm like, oh wow, I missed that the first time, you know. So
do you know what just came into my head? Lost. Ever watched Lost?
I have. I watched the first couple episodes.
Loved it.
But I didn't stay with it. It's quite long.
6 seasons.
Alright.
Rubbish ending.
Rubbish ending.
Rubbish ending.
In your opinion?
Absolute pants. No, it's like fact. It's a rubbish ending.
It's fact.
It's fact. But that was weird, that one.
What? Don't worry, darling, I lost.
Lost.
Alright.
Anyways.
What else is coming out soon that you're looking forward to? So, The Policeman. My Policeman.
Yeah, I bought the book.
Oh, did you?
Last year. Thinking I'm going to read this before the movie comes out.
Didn't even talk about Harry Potter.
Oh, no, I have.
The next thing.
My Policeman. I bought the book thinking I'll read that before it comes out. I've not read it.
No.
So it's still
It's going to be the same old story. So there's that. There's Black Adam. There's Black Panther 2.
I don't know if I'm excited for that.
No?
I don't know how I feel about the new phase of the MCU. I'm really unsure, mainly because Chris Evans isn't part of it. Do you know what I mean? I don't like what they're doing with Captain America. I didn't like the series.
No?
No, I didn't like it.
I really hope Rachel doesn't listen to this.
I know, sorry Rachel. I don't know what it was. I just didn't enjoy it. I was so excited because I thought, oh, they're doing something new and they're not just like leaving it. They're kind of making it a legacy to like carry on.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've not really seen a lot of the Marvel series. WandaVision, watched that. That was good. You didn't like that. I liked it.
I did like it.
I didn't like him. I've not watched Hawkeye. What's the Hawkeye one?
Hawkeye, she's called Hawkeye.
Hawkeye, I've not
Hawkeye
watched that.
was my favourite one. Did you watch Loki?
I tried.
No, that was a good one.
That was not.
You see, you say I don't know how I feel about the new
know.
phase of the MCU. You've not watched it?
No, but if it doesn't like hook me, then no. I've watched that's like the series, but like movie wise,
Eternals, Thor.
I've seen Thor. Don't get me started in Thor: Love and Thunder.
No. I'm going to start the podcast there before you start losing subscribers and listeners.
No, I don't know. It's just I was expecting it to be about Love and Thunder, but it wasn't about Love and Thunder. It was about everything else. Then like the last 2 seconds, Love and Thunder, and then that was it.
We better put some thunder in this.
Yeah.
Alright, well, sorry to end everybody on a down note there.
No, let's not end it on a down note because that's a down note. We don't want to end it on a down note. Let's end it on a positive note. I don't know what.
I asked you what you're looking forward to, and you said how you don't like the MCU anymore.
I know. Yes, because you brought up Black Panther.
Well, that's what I'm looking forward to. Alright, okay.
I don't know what else is coming out.
TV shows, anything else coming out you're looking forward to? Alright, okay.
Criminal Minds is coming back.
Criminal Minds is coming back. What I was going to say was we'll finish off by your thoughts on Stranger Things.
Oh, Stranger Things. That
Yes.
was really good. I'm excited to see what they do with the last season. Yeah.
Which is not coming out for another 2 years or something?
No, yeah, they only just started writing it.
The Duffer Brothers?
It was great. I loved it. It's not a show that I thought I would have liked.
Same here.
It's not something I would go for. I say that as if I'm not pure sci-fi geek, but I really am. Doctor Who, Game of Thrones, Harry Potter. Yeah, but I don't know what it is. It's been amazing watching it, and the actors are just great, aren't they?
Don't know.
Watching them from season 1 and how young they were
Grown up and stuff.
to now where they are now and what they're achieving, it's just great.
I think you find more of a connection with people like that, you know, when you've watched them for a long time and you've seen them grow up on screen and stuff.
Yeah. So I'm excited for the last season. Hopefully it's a good one. Hopefully this ending is satisfying.
Yes, and hopefully this podcast has been satisfying. Episode number 107? 106? 107? Can't remember.
I don't know.
10 something. Thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Eventually. Well, I was wanting to do things like I wanted to do a relationship Q&A and things like that, but we'll do that on the YouTube channel. I think that's probably more of a YouTube idea.
So subscribe, there you go.
So subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening. Thank you very much for listening, everybody, to this episode. You can follow the show on social media at The Good Bit Pod on Twitter and Instagram, and make sure you catch the video versions all the time on YouTube as well. Just search The Good Bit Podcast, or you can subscribe on the YouTube channel CM42TV. Until next time, thank you very much, everybody. You want to sign off?
How do you want me to sign off?
Say goodbye to your loved ones.
Goodbye.
Very creative. We'll catch you all down the road.
sense.